two sides are out here at Ashton Gate. It's two sides who very much have their sights set on the top six this campaign. Bristol City made a decent start, but aren't too far ahead of Rovers in the table. Just 4 points the difference between the two sides. That largely because of Rovers' run of late. They've won 4 of the last 5, picked up a decent point away at Swansea in midweek, and they're looking to again get something to show for a road trip this afternoon. Last year, well, Bristol City won the corresponding fixture by 4 goals to 1, and then at Ewood Park, they ended up nicking it as well, wasn't it? They won 1-0 at Ewood Park. My mind has been an absolute blank. Yeah, it was a close game. I'm sure that they nicked it at Ewood Park as well. Yeah, so they did do the double over Rovers. In fact, it was the first time they had done so in the league since the 1990-91 season. So Rovers looking to redress a little bit of that balance this afternoon. It is a much changed side with Tony Mowbray electing to freshen things up. I just wonder whether the fact that we're away from home, Bristol City were at home Tuesday night, we were away from home Wednesday night, has played a part in that decision. Of those changes, in come Amari Bell, Bradley Johnson, Elliot Bennett, Lewis Holtby, Ben Brereton and Sam Gallagher. As we mentioned before, Downing, Evans, Armstrong, Rothwell and Graham all among the substitutes. Dack suspended after his first red card in Rovers colours during that midweek clash at the Liberty Stadium. So we'll find out shortly how Rovers will shape up. I don't expect the system to be any different. It's where the personnel fit into that.
Well, yeah, I think that's really the question mark, isn't it? I think you've got a lot of versatile players. Obviously Bennett can play left back, can play anywhere across the midfield as well. Can you see Bell going further forward perhaps? Doesn't look that way. Looks like Bennett is going to line up on the left. Brereton's taking the kick off, Gallagher's on the right.
It looks like it's Brereton up top through the centre, Gallagher right, Holtby in the Dack role with Bennett left. So intriguing. We'll see how that pans out throughout the course of the afternoon. So Rovers, by the looks of things, will line up with Walton in goal, the back four of Nyambe, Lenihan, Adebayo and Bell. It's then Travis and Johnson sitting in midfield. The attacking three, Gallagher right, Holtby in the centre, Bennett left, Ben Brereton leading the Rovers line this afternoon. The referee is John Brooks, and he's just about to get us underway here at Ashton Gate. Rovers in this first half will kick from right to left. We're in our changed kit, the grey with the green trim and green socks. The host Bristol City, red tops, white shorts and red socks. And there we go. Can Rovers extend the unbeaten run in the Championship? 5 it stands at the moment. 4 of those victories, looking to make it 6 without defeat this afternoon. Well, Lenihan right-footed, just chips that one forward down the right-hand side. Roll guides the header infield. Travis is first to it, prodding it central. It'll break nicely for Bennett, the one-time Bristol City loanee. Now shifted out to Amari Bell on that left-hand side, and he'll just drive down the line, trying to get away from Brownhill. He's done so. Now faced by the second defender, Pereira. Bell still going. Can he keep it in? I think he might have won Rovers a corner there. He has. Really good work from Amari Bell. And with inside the opening 60 seconds, Rovers have a good set-piece opportunity.
Yeah, I think we've seen the best of Bell there, where he gets down the flank and really commits players. And he's done well there just to sort of flick the ball onto, I think it was Masengo, wasn't it? And win Rovers a corner that Holtby's going to take, an outswinger from this near side.
Holtby to deliver. He's got Brereton, Gallagher, Adebayo, Lenihan, Johnson, and then Travis very deep inside the penalty area. Holds his left arm aloft, then rolls it in short towards Bradley Johnson. Left-footed shot! What a start for Rovers! 65 seconds on the clock, and a bullet of a left-footed strike from Bradley Johnson has us in front here at Ashton Gate, straight off the Celtic Manor training ground and into the top corner. Brilliant stuff from Tony Mowbray's men. It's Bristol City 0, Rovers 1.
And what a lovely routine it was. It just seemed to take an age to reach Johnson, didn't it? But once he put his foot through it, there was no stopping that. Dan Bentley just grasping at thin air there, right into the roof for the top of the net from Johnson. I'll tell you what, it's been a long wait for a game for him, but he's really made an impact in the opening minute here. Thumping effort, 1-0 Rovers, perfect start. It's another early goal from Tony Mowbray's men.
And that's 8 now, if my stats are correct, inside the opening 15 minutes of games this campaign. And that is the best in the Championship. Well, track it back, let's give credit where it's due. Amari Bell winning the corner. when it looked like it was just going to drift behind for a goal kick. Didn't give it up. And amazing how little things can make such a big difference.
Yeah, listen, you put the effort in, you'd sometimes get that reward, that bit of fortune. And you say, Bell did the hard work, didn't he? He could have just let it out for a corner. You see so many players try that, don't you? Just usher it out and the opponent just gives up. But, you know, he can claim the assist for that one, Bell. I've been pretty critical of him in times. He wasn't in the squad on Wednesday night, but you know, we got that corner because of him and him only. So full credit to Amari. Nice routine. Holtby providing it, and Johnson with the emphatic finish.
Second goal in Rovers colours for Bradley Johnson. Of course, I think he wanted the goal opening day against Charlton. That was taken off him. The other was, of course, West Brom away.
It looked like a foul on Holtby over on the far side. Bristol City are breaking.
Oh, Bennett looked as though he got a touch on the ball there. Free kick goes against him, and Bristol City will break forward. Bit of space for Vyman to run into. Adebayo makes a mess of that one. Vyman picks up corner of the penalty area. He's got Pereira outside him. He slides it square, hits the back of Adebayo, and Bennett dives to head it behind. In fact, he was fouled in doing so, according to the referee, and Rovers get the free kick. My goodness, a breathless opening 3.5 minutes here at Ashton Gate, and it is Bristol City 0, Rovers 1 already.
It's just a dream start, isn't it? I think if Tony woke up, or he was asleep last night, the dream scenario would have been a lead after just 2 minutes at Bristol City. And, you know, three of his changes combining. Bell winning the corner kick, Holtby taking it, and Johnson with that footed finish. You know, he had to watch it a long way as well, Jono, didn't he? And caught it so well, so sweet. I think before Bentley could react, it was in the back of the net, wasn't it?
Brownhill down the line. Adebayo much more convincing with this clearance. Gallagher doesn't make a move for that one, and Callas back in the side for Bristol City this afternoon. Clears forward. Adebayo did find Brereton, couldn't control, and out that one goes. Now Rovers will get the throw eventually. A mistake at the back for Bristol City. Travis thought about taking. He will slow things down. No surprise there, with Rovers having the advantage, and Amari Bell makes his way forward to take the throw. Receives it back from the goal scorer, Bradley Johnson. Funnily enough, he's listed as Bailey Johnson on the team sheet. Brereton does well, holding on to the ball, giving it back to Johnson. Rovers just trying to keep hold of it here. Vyman closing down Travis, works it out towards Nyambe, right-hand side. He's got Eliasson in front of him. Holtby went to ground, wanted the free kick, didn't get it. Nyambe there to help him out, finds Travis, just sidesteps the first man. Oh, then gives it away to Eliasson. Eliasson then stumbled on the ball, and it's back with Lewis Holtby. You expect a slightly different approach from Rovers this afternoon, because, you know, we've been so reliant, and we are so reliant on Dak when he's in the side, that we're going to have to play a different way because he's not there.
Yeah, I think it's a good test for Rovers, you know, coming up against a good side that are right up there in the league table, to see how we get on without Dak, because you know, I think when, you know, there's going to be times where we can't always look to him to be the hero. You know, it needs others to step up, and you know, you've got a squad because you need players to step in at times, certainly in a 3-game week. And like I say, Holtby, Johnson have combined really well, and got the goal that Rovers just started so well. What do you think it is that's seen us start games so well this season, Neil? Because I can't remember too many times last term where we were, you know, right on the front foot right from the start.
Do you know what? I have no idea is the honest answer to that question. But I mean, you look at it, and I bet last year would have gone, you know, we're so slow at starting games, we're so slow. But it's not just starting games brightly, it's getting goals in that spell as well.
Working though, isn't it? Whatever it is, it just puts, you know, the other team have to come out. The game plan just completely goes out the window, doesn't it?
Pereira down the Bristol City right, faced by Bell. His cross half blocked by Amari Bell. Travis chests it down inside the area. A right-footed chips forward towards Brereton, holding off Callas. And then he kind of half ran away from the ball, having got a touch. He then fouls Brownhill, so the hosts will get the free kick. Pereira once more, trying to get beyond Bell. Bell closing him down and doing a good job. I thought that Bell might have been fouled. Bennett with a touch there. He'll just about keep it in play. No, he won't. And the hosts will have another throw. 32-year-old Johnson, it's a first appearance in 9 this afternoon for Rovers. He got that goal. He threatened to do that early on in the season when, let's be honest, he started the campaign probably as our standout player. Then just seemed to have a little dip, and we haven't seen him since Birmingham away. What I like about that was it clearly been worked on the training ground. They'd seen something and thought, let's go for something different, and it's paid such rich dividends early doors.
Yeah, and if you win 1-0, you know, everyone sort of starts chuckling because, you know, I can imagine that the training ground routines from set pieces are pretty tedious. Time and time again, you keep practicing it, and then when it comes off, I'm sure the coach who's come up with that idea or that plan is it will be sitting there with a beaming smile if we win this game.
Oh, rolled across from the left-hand side. Eliasson with a right-footed shot. Oh, Walton makes a brilliant save at his near post. He's going one way and had to totally adjust and stretch out his right hand, and somehow he has clawed it away and behind for a corner when it seemed destined to end up in the back of the net.
Tell you what, I think the save's even better considering it took the deflection. Walton just had to readjust quickly, didn't it, and just flick it behind the post. And Bristol City fans thought it was in, didn't they? It's Walton big paw just to push that one away.
Oh, they weren't the only ones that thought that was in. Just the way the ball was going, I thought he'd been wrong-footed. Well, the host having a bit of pressure here with Callas inside the area, touching it forward towards Weimann. Low rolls it square. Oh, and it's Lenihan now to turn it behind when Ashley Williams thought he'd equalised. Our Rovers living dangerously at the moment, but somehow managing to keep out a Bristol City side who are determined to try and get back on level terms. Again, they come forward. The host, it's back with Eliasson on the right-hand side. Gets it on his left foot. He's away from Holtby. Nyambe blocks the cross. Masengo out to the Pereira now. Slides it forward. Eliasson has continued his run. Put under good pressure by Bell, and Bell gets the touch out for a Bristol City throw.
I think you're seeing what Bristol City can do. They've got a lot of really strong attacking players. Eliasson, I'm a massive fan of Brownhill. I think J2 is a really potent goal scorer if you can get him right, if you can hit those purple patches. But Rovers just about standing firm at the moment.
Twice inside 60 seconds there. The host close to an equaliser. Now Holtby just punts the ball away and says to Brereton, go chase, and he'll put the defender under pressure. And he did well, to be fair to him. Did Nagy, finding Masengo. Back with the Hungarian Adam Nagy. Brownhill, the Bristol City captain, takes over, starts pointing to Masengo, telling him where he wants him to go, and the ball does eventually go there. Brereton just trying to close the angles off, and eventually Johnson gets a foot on the ball, flicks it forward, and Sam Gallagher is off after this one, battling with Callas. Both have lost sight of the ball. Brereton edge of the area, takes it infield, just gets away from him, and Nagy can feed Ashley Williams, of all people, the experienced Welsh defender, to break up and over halfway into the feet of the Swede Eliasson, who turns and drives forward, very purposeful. Holtby does a good job of getting back on terms with him. Nyambe surely fouled. He was, having dispossessed the Bristol City man, and Rovers get the free kick. Well, this has been a really good game to watch so far, hasn't it? The brilliant Johnson goal from the set piece for Rovers. Certainly something they'd worked on the training ground. And then two wonderful bits of defensive work at the other end. One great save by Walton. And Lenihan getting back to clear the ball from inside the 6-yard box. Looked as though Williams' right-footed effort was going to creep in.
All playing their part so far. Good start from Bell. I think looking into this one, I think the Rovers' career has almost been one where he just gets resuscitated at the right time. Just when you think he's going to be out of the side, he sort of finds a way to get himself back in. And he's had a really strong start to this game so far with Bennett just in front of him.
Pereira going infield on this occasion, chipping it forward. Dadu is flagged offside. A few cheers from the supporters, but I think most had long since seen the flag.
It's easy, isn't it, for the linesman, that one, because you look at the lines on the pitch, do play rugby here, don't they, at Ashton Gate? You just vaguely see the lines from that sport. Strong line there from
Big
Rovers.
rugby fan?
I used to play it, but I'd only watch it if the
Union?
World Cup's on. Union, of course.
Yeah.
Don't get me on rugby.
Don't dabble
league.
in league?
No, not at all.
I thought you might have got into that now you've adopted Northerner.
No, not at all. Not even looked at it once, to be honest.
Well, that ends that conversation.
Yeah. You?
I like generally sport, mate. I'm a bit of a geek like that. Nyambe right-hand side, checks away from Eliasson, backed up by Travis, set up for the first time cross, and he hooks that one in. The goalkeeper came for it, got nowhere near it, and Pereira's header will drift behind, and it will be another Rovers corner. And they look ridiculously nervy at the back when that ball got played into the box.
Don't they? Don't they? I mean, I'm a big fan of Dan Bentley. I've worked with him before, and I rate him so highly, but there's a real miscalculation there from him. I think he just had to leave it for Pereira to head away, and he comes for it, and somehow Rovers have won another corner. Can we repeat the trick?
Holtby left-footed, clips it in, a more orthodox delivery towards Lenihan this time, and that has come off. Well, I thought that'd come off the Bristol City man. Lenihan, I think, frustrated that he's not made more of that opportunity. He's never scored away from home for Rovers, and as we're getting off the train, I said today, you know what, I fancy it. I fancy his first away goal for us.
You know, I woke up and fancied Gallagher to score today. Just had a feeling.
Well, if we're all right, then surely it will be happy days.
Yeah, he only scores away from home, doesn't he? So certainly this season, Sam.
Funnily enough, his last goal at Ewood for Rovers was against Bristol City.
Well, there we go.
Oh, you love that, don't you?
Oh, the smile, if you could see this. You're like a proud parent with that stat.
I expect nothing less from you, Neil. Very thorough.
Oh, you do. Yeah. You do. Pereira, bang on halfway, moving infield. 13 and a half minutes gone. Still Bristol City 0, Rovers 1. It's Brownhill sliding a lovely ball down the line there towards Pereira, who continued his run. Bell slid in and slightly unorthodox, but he got enough on the ball to carry it behind. And now Bristol City have a corner. Brownhill thought about taking it short, leaves it for Eliasson. They have got Dadu, Callas, Williams all in there. Vyman lurking inside the 6-yard box as well. Roll jostling on the penalty spot with Bell. It's left-footed deep, and it's caught comfortably by Walton. He thinks about throwing out. He's not got the speed merchant in Armstrong there, has he?
No, I think Johnson's just gone down. But meat and drink that for Walton when it's in the air like that.
He's funny old, I say it in the nicest possible way, but funny goalkeeper, Walton, if you know what I mean. Because there are times when I think, oh, that is really, really good what he's done there, and he's made some big saves at big moments in games. You think of the penalty save at Hull. What game was it where Birmingham, was it? Sheffield Wednesday at Ewood, where he made a brilliant last-minute save to earn us the points. Yet there have been other occasions where you've looked at it and you've thought,
he should do better there.
He should do better there.
I know, he's hard. It's hard to gauge whether he's been successful at Rovers yet or a little bit disappointing because he come from a Premier League side. But the stats say he's got the third highest clean sheets in the league at the moment. So
it was before the midweek game anyway, so they might have changed slightly. I think Leeds are runaway in that department, top of the pile, aren't they?
But yeah, no, listen, I think understandably it took a little bit of time for him to settle in, but I think in recent weeks, you know, I think some goalkeepers would have crumbled after his error at Preston, but I think he's come back stronger and certainly produced some big saves in recent weeks, none more so than the Sheffield Wednesday one late on. Did well on Wednesday night as well, I felt, especially when that ball was played through second half and substituting down there at the feet and brave goalkeeping from him.
Yeah, he had the one where he came outside his area and got nowhere near it. And yeah, that's what I mean. Even within games, but you know, credit where credit is due, and that one save he's made already in this match is a really, really important one. So deep back inside their own half. The hosts throw down the line. Nyambe gets a touch. Dadu chests it down. Lenihan sees his clearance forward blocked, and Adebayo helps him out. Goes all the way back to Walton. And have to watch this one. Really good first touch there, and now left-footed clears the ball away. No problem with that. Under a little bit of pressure downfield, out of harm's way. Nothing wrong with that at all. And Pereira, I wonder whether he got the nod just for being a little bit more attack-minded this afternoon over Hunt. Fresh legs as well, not just the two changes as we mentioned for the hosts. They've got Bentley in goal, Pereira, Callas, Williams and Rowe at the back. Then a sort of a midfield four, Brownhill, Masengo, Nagy, Eliasson and Vyman and Dadu up top. And it is Callas from the Chelsea man. No Casey Palmer in the 18 this afternoon.
No.
For Bristol City. Well, Bell comes across, another good tackle on Pereira.
Good from Bell, you know, I think we've been saying it for 2 seasons now that he's got to close down the crosses and get out there, and he's won that header again, and Rovers can move up the pitch, but so far so good from him.
Callas, tightly the touchline right-hand side, finds Brownhill back in field to Masengo. Just 19 years old, Masengo, joined from Monaco in August. Eliasson, he's very much, I think, the creative spark. Something enigmatic, the Swede. Pereira heads infield, Fireman back down to the Portuguese fullback on loan from Benfica. Johnson steps in to win it back. Not really got much available to him infield, although Gallagher chests that one on towards Brereton. The referee allows the advantage. Brereton running at Williams into the area. The angle is tight at the moment and he's looking for support, and he's run into trouble in the shape of Pereira, who's able to guide the ball away. Gallagher has gone down and stayed down after that heavy challenge, and there's a bit of a to-do here because the Rovers physios were trying to get on the pitch, and then Lee Johnson is getting involved, and now there's pushing and shoving between Dadu and Bradley Johnson.
I think Lee Johnson's got little man syndrome, hasn't he?
I'm just wondering whether, you know, the Rovers physio there thought the game had been stopped and was making his way on, but then the Bristol City player was manhandling him off the pitch.
Well, it looked it, didn't it? Masengo just stopped down on this near side, and you're thinking, oh, right, well, that's fine. I think the fourth official's got to get control down there.
It was then a bit of pushing and shoving between Dadu and Bradley Johnson. And I think Vyman now being spoken to by the assistant referee. I just wonder what the referee will do here.
You can't send a physio off, can you?
No, sure. I think he's just having a word now and saying, right, you have to wait. The doctor, I think, yeah, John Brooks just explaining things. I don't think there will be any further action against the two players who are pushing and shoving, or indeed Vyman. I think the fourth official is now going to have a word with the referee. Now this could end up being really bizarre, because if he feels that Vyman has manhandled one of the Rovers coaching staff, then I can't see that there'd be any other punishment than a red card. It would be ridiculous.
But this is championship officials, so let's see what's happening here.
Or has Lee Johnson now been and pushed somebody? Lee Johnson is going to get a yellow card for his part in all of that.
Lee Johnson definitely did grab our physio, that's what he's trying to get on. So I don't think he's got any complaints there, Lee. I think he's probably got that about right, referee, there. Lee Johnson did manhandle our physio.
It's just an utterly bizarre incident, isn't it?
I don't think I've ever seen it before.
No, we don't have the benefit of replays, so
Andy Mitchell and Andy Vyman are kissing and making up there, to be fair to him. But yeah, Lee
we know
Johnson.
Mitchell. I can't see Mitch upsetting anybody.
No,
he's just not that kind of person, is he? That might just get the crowd going a little bit more, and from Rovers' point of view, whether that is entirely what we're after. Just looks to me at the moment like we might have swapped to the same system and gone 4-4-2, because I think Brereton and Gallagher certainly playing.
It's good understanding between the two in that move just a moment ago, wasn't there? Gallagher getting walloped in the chest, I think it was. Brereton never really having the ball under control, which was a shame, because I think if you can go one-on-one with Nagy and just see what you can get against him, he's given us 3.
Yeah, this is it now. I want to say about the crowd that, you know, when they start cheering for things now, the officials thinking, oh, I might just have to give them the little things.
Yeah, just give them something just to keep them off your back.
I think Lenihan's arms were over Dadu's shoulders there, so I can see why the decision was given, but it seemed to be at the behest of the home supporters.
Good opportunity this for Brownhill, just to look to maybe float this in there. Can go either side, can't he?
Yeah, I think it's too far out for the shot, surely. This must be, what, 35 yards out?
Did score a free kick against us last time we were here, didn't he, Brownhill? Former Preston graduate.
He rolls it out to the right-hand side. And Eliasson quickly closed down by Bell. Eliasson infield onto that left foot. 2-3 Rovers men there. It's clipped in. It's deep towards the back post. And it's headed wide of target. Brilliant opportunity. But Ashley Williams couldn't convert. He was left all alone. The deflection there that came off the Rovers' head was totally wrong-footed. The defenders and goalkeeper. And Williams, if we're being brutally honest, at the back post, should have levelled things up.
He should have done. I think Brereton got a slight touch on it, didn't it? Eliasson's ball in. Williams wasn't expecting Ben to get something on it. He just got a slight flick at the last, and maybe that put him off. But Walton was stranded. He was rooted to the spot. He wouldn't have got there if it was on target. Rovers survive. Just.
And Bristol City have had the better of things in the opening quarter of this game. Despite that, it is Rovers who have the advantage in this match, courtesy of Bradley Johnson's goal 65 seconds into this game. Bio there took a risk, somehow manages to squeeze the ball towards Bennett, and felt that he was pushed over. Eliasson cropping up on that right-hand side, crunched by Bennett. Bennett in strongly again, and it will break for Travis. He rolls it out towards Brereton, who dropped towards the left-hand side. Good footwork to get beyond one, and he'll win Rovers a throw. Elliot Bennett back in the side this afternoon, taking no prisoners with those tackles. That loan spell he had at Bristol City, October 2015 to January 2016, just before he moved to Rovers. 15 appearances, no goals. This afternoon, his 149th league appearance for the club. Bell down the line to Brereton, who controls on his chest. The ball just ran out of play, so Bristol City get the throw. And he's kind of looked a little bit clumsy at times in this first half, Ben Brereton.
He's not played a lot of football though, has he? I think that's what I say about Ben. You've got to give him a run of games. And I think as long as as long as he's a nuisance and he does his part for the team, I'll be quite happy with Ben. You see, he's hard not to like, isn't he, as well, Ben?
Yeah, he is a lovable character. You kind of forget that he is only 20 years old. He's still learning the game.
He's just docile, isn't he? I think he's the best description of him.
Nyambi showing good strength up against Dadu, and that has gone behind, and that will be, oh, it's a goal kick. The referee's guessed again. That's poor. That is really poor officiating. When we can see
it from the other side.
70 yards away, how can he not see that from there?
And he was guessing there. How long did he have to take to make the decision? We could see it straight off that it just flipped off the shin of J2.
Corner whipped in, right-footed. Dadu with a little touch. Travis, he was fouled edge of the penalty area, so Rovers will take that free kick. Get the ball back in goal. Brereton wants to take it quickly. Nice idea, but he's probably 7 or 8 yards away from where the incident actually occurred.
Just wastes a couple of seconds, though, doesn't it?
And what I did like, when you make these changes, you look at the team and you think, oh, that's drastically different. And then you look at it from a different point of view and you think, right, half an hour to go, and we're either in the lead and you want to hold on to it, or you want to go and get a goal, and all of a sudden the bench has got Armstrong, Rothwell, Graham, Downing as attacking players, Buckley in there, Evans if you need to shore things up.
I think as long as we don't get an issue defensively, I think we should be okay. But I think, again, you look at the strength of the squad compared to the relegation season in the Championship, it's night and day, isn't it?
I just think there are really good options there for later in the game. Oh, and Bennett heads it forward towards Gallagher. Right-footed shot saved by Bentley. Brereton trying to keep it alive, and it's touched behind for a corner. Really good hit after a mistake in the Bristol City backline. Bennett pounced on it, heading it forward. Gallagher took it early, and credit to Bentley. He's made a brilliant save low down to his right-hand side there.
Excellent save, wasn't it, from Gallagher? I was wondering why he was shooting so early, but nearly caught Bentley out. I think he had Holtby alongside him on the right, and I think you've just seen a little misunderstanding there at the back from Bristol City. 2 changes to that back 4, and they're not getting used to it just yet.
Deep corner, Lenihan gets up, wins his header. Caught by the goalkeeper, and Lenihan immediately out to berate the referee and say that should be a penalty. I think he felt that his shirt was being held. Now Bentley has collapsed to the ground, suggesting that Gallagher had bundled him over. And he's got the free kick, but nothing more. Oh, this is a really intriguing game, you know.
It looks so open at the back, Bristol, don't they?
And you think, what? How quickly do we score inside the opening 4 minutes the other night? 65 seconds here. You turn up late for Rovers games, you miss things. It's slightly ironic given the travel issues that we've had this week, yeah.
Blimey.
But we've literally set things up in terms of the commentary and broadcast. That's how late we've been to both games this week. Bennett slides it out towards Bell, left-hand side. Oh, the ball forward is poor. He had acres to run into there.
Just don't foul in, that's it.
Well, Pereira trying to slide that one away. Masengo theatrically went to ground under the challenge of Bennett. Got the free kick he was looking for. I think Bennett a little bit naive, trying to win the ball back so high up there.
Good hassling though, isn't it? I think Rovers really pressing high up. It's quite it's almost like a 4-1-3-2 at the minute, isn't it? Johnson just at the base of things. Holtby on the right side. Travis in the middle, Bennett on the left, and the two up top. And it seems to, I know Bristol City have had a few chances, but it just seems to be working. Going forward, Rovers do look dangerous, don't they?
I think they've done well, given all the changes. It's not been the most fluent in terms of, you know, having the ball on the ground and knocking it around. It's not been like that. It's been hard working, having to defend well at times. But then it's about being clinical in this division, taking the chances when they come along. We've not had many, and we've taken one. And we're not shy off the half-hour mark. And driving forward is Brownhill, who's drifted off that right-hand side to the left. Eliasson is now on the right. Rowe finds Pereira. And gets the ball to Eliasson. That's clipped round the corner. That'll beat Vyman and go out of play for a Rovers throw. A prediction for later on in the game?
Go on.
60 minutes, Brereton off, Armstrong on.
Yeah, and I'm thinking that could reap a few rewards for Rovers as well. How open Bristol City are, and you think Armstrong's pace against Williams, who, you know, excellent defender in his pomp, but maybe in the twilight of his career at the moment.
Bell throws down the line. Sengo wins the first header. Eliasson driving forward. Both Johnson and Bell for company. Bell blocks it. Johnson clears down the line. Fired that one at Brereton, who's doing well to keep hold of it and continues to do so. Now eventually loses out. Johnson with a touch. Brereton driving forward. Can he keep it in play? The answer is no. And Bristol City get the throw. You just think that things not quite falling for Rovers on the counter.
Brereton's looking hungry though, isn't he?
And he's certainly willing in everything that he's done. And Bennett with a touch. Another Bristol City throw. Half an hour gone at Ashton Gate. Still Bristol City 0, Rovers 1. Bradley Johnson's goal in the second minute. Walton has denied Eliasson brilliantly. Lenihan cleared one off the line from Williams. Williams has also headed wide, and at the other end, Gallagher nearly got a second for Rovers. Bentley made a super save. Eliasson away from Bell, not Bennett. Another Bristol City throw. He's dangerous, isn't he? Tricky customer, Nicholas Eliasson.
He is. I think you know that he's always going to look to get it on that left foot of his, though. He doesn't really use his other foot too often to whip the crosses in. So I think we can just keep him on the right. I think Rovers will just about be okay.
A long throw into the area. Bell touches that one down. Guided back towards Pereira. Right-footed cross blocked by Holtby behind for a Bristol City corner. Pressure just building.
Just got to make sure we switch on, because you think Wednesday night at Swansea, they did score from the corner, didn't they?
Brownhill right-footed, high, deep one. Too deep, although Rowe does brilliantly to bring that one down and take it towards the corner, looking to get another cross in. Travis with him. Rowe still twisting and turning, trying to get beyond Travis, running into trouble, and eventually the free kick goes against the Bristol City man. Travis has somehow emerged from a situation when he appeared like he'd been tied in knots to have won Rovers a free kick.
Yeah, really good perseverance though, wasn't it? Stuck with him without taking the guy down, and Rowe did brilliantly at the start, didn't he, to collect that ball on the really high ball, deep cross from Brownhill, but Travis doing his really good, gritty, determined work there, and Rovers win the free kick, and the pressure's off slightly.
Walton clears it long downfield. Gallagher gets up well, wins the first header. Williams has that covered, and he's all the way back to his goalkeeper. And Bentley closed down by Gallagher, has to kick it long downfield. Dadu the target. Lenihan has another free kick given against him. And I think he's just speaking to the referee and saying, what am I doing wrong?
6 of one, half a dozen of the other, it seems to me. Lenihan and Famara Dadu.
Sengo down the line, looking to thread it down the inside right channel. That was blocked out. Gallagher then fouls Callas. There might be a yellow card here for Sam Gallagher. A couple of offences now.
Yeah, that's a tad harsh.
Yeah, the referee saying, right, you've had 2 little fouls, so I'm going to produce a yellow card.
It's the crowd on his back. That's a little harsh on Sam there. It's not been that sort of game, I wouldn't say, so far.
Not apart from that one flashpoint when the Bristol City manager Lee Johnson got booked for his part in
attacking a physio.
Attacking a physio,
let's
wow.
make it sound more dramatic.
That is sensationalist.
I work in the media, that's what we do, isn't it?
More panto stuff than anything sinister, I think.
Well, it's that time of year, isn't it?
Holtby, hardly seen him bar taking that corner early on in this game. Now Gallagher trying to ride the challenge of Williams, and he wins Rovers a throw, and he wants to take it quickly and does so down the line towards Brereton. Callas holding his shirt. Brereton tries to cut back infield. It's out of play. In fact, it's not. A free kick has gone against Ben Brereton there. Well, there have been some peculiar decisions so far in this game. Vyman just nicks the ball away from Bell and clips it infield. Johnson got a touch. Eliasson is after it. Adebayo under pressure. Felt that he was fouled, and the one time when it does look a free kick, the referee doesn't give it. Bell makes sure it doesn't disappear behind for a corner. And it's just a Bristol City throw. It says the players are starting to prey on the referee as well. They're not entirely sure what he's going to do, which is never a good sign.
No.
Masengo finds Vyman. Rovers appealing for offside. The assistant near side keeps his flag down, allowing Eliasson to drive forward, going one way then the other. Teeing it up for Pereira. Right-footed, whips that one in. Glanced on by Brownhill, and it's going to drift so far wide. It's just a Rovers throw in the fullback area.
Rovers just about standing firm. It just seems to me that Bristol City, certainly down this near side on the right, they're swinging those crosses in. I don't think Rowe's getting as much joy down the left side. Rovers just about standing firm at the moment. I think they just seem to have ridden that wave, that 5-minute spell from City where it really did look like they were going to force an equaliser.
Adebayo heads the ball out of harm's way. Straight foot race now between Bell and Eliasson. And Eliasson gets there first, and Bristol City just get the throw. And there are vocal home support. They've spent a large part of the first half grumbling at either Rovers players or the officials. Decent crowd inside Ashton Gate. Can't see the majority of the stand that we're in, but elsewhere looks pretty full. Travis wins the ball back brilliantly. Brereton driving forward, slides it left towards Travis. He's got 2 in the middle if he can work the angle for the cross. Now on his right foot, drills it in, it's deflected en route straight into the hands of the Bristol City goalkeeper. And I think Gallagher through the middle was the better option there, and Brereton just didn't see him.
No, I think he's just got to slide it through again though. And Rovers do nip the ball back on halfway. The space is there, isn't it? And we do commit players forward there. Travis bursting from midfield to try and get involved in the move. And I think Rovers have got to, again, it's that bit of quality, that final pass, isn't it? Just got to be better. Vyman's made a good run there, cut out well by Lenihan.
Yeah, Dara read that superbly. Now Johnson finding Lenihan again. Nyambi outside him.
Been quiet, hasn't he, Nyambi, so far, but done everything asked of him pretty well so far.
And Lenihan sweeps it forward. Callas happy to guide it back to his goalkeeper. 9 minutes of the first half remaining, and Rovers still a goal up. It really was a smashing goal as well. You know, I love seeing things like that. You watch them on the highlights week in, week out, and you always go, why do we never do something like that?
I know.
And then when you do it, you're just taken by absolute amazement, aren't you? It's like, wow.
He really did catch Bristol City by surprise as well, didn't it?
Well, I've never seen us do that, so I can't see how they would have figured out that we got something like that up our sleeve.
Do you think Lee Johnson would have expected us to go 2 up front today as well?
I think we've changed it since the start, you know. Bell sliding it in towards Brereton, trying to twist and turn. He lays it into the path of Bradley Johnson, saved by the goalkeeper. It should have been 2.
Golden chance.
Great opportunity. Great tee up from Brereton, and Johnson was able to stride onto it, and he couldn't find the corner that he was looking for. Just too close to Bentley, who was able to make the save.
Great chance though, wasn't it? Just again took an age to come to him. It's too close to Bentley. I think Jono's got to pick his spot there and just say that's where it's going to go. In the end, it was pretty comfortable for Bentley. Johnson in acres of space, and again, as I mentioned earlier, didn't I? Rovers committing players forward. Johnson on the edge of the box, no one around him, no red shirt near him. I think you can really get at this Bristol City defence, and like you said earlier, the substitutions could have a massive impact on this game later on.
Masengo finding Williams, having to go back to his goalkeeper. Now closed down by Gallagher, and it's the right-footed clearance forward. Nice touch by Weimann out towards Pereira, and helped back onto the Austrian Andreas Weimann. Look at Bennett stretching every sinew to get back on terms. Slid down the line. Bella's got that one covered, and it will roll behind for a goal kick. Really good work there from both Bennett and Bell.
Excellent, wasn't it? There seems to be a really good understanding between the two. And Bell showed good strength there just to hold off Eliasson, let the ball run out. And so far so good from Rovers. I think really good away performance so far compared to what we saw Saturday, where I just felt we looked a little bit lethargic at times at Swansea. I think the first half here has been very, very encouraging.
They've had chances, Bristol City, but you know, we conceded so soon after getting our noses in front at Swansea. That lifted them. The longer it goes on like this, you know, the fact that they lost in midweek as well, a few nerves might start creeping in. The second half, they won't be kicking towards their favoured end. That's, you know, at the moment where they're kicking to in this first half. And disappears out of play for a Bristol City throw. Yeah, 2 home defeats this season, 1 on the opening day for Bristol City, 1 in midweek to Millwall. I just noticed they've got a little monitor in their dugout. Oh, what wonder that is. That
I guess it's an analyst thing. Maybe
yeah, I'm going to keep an eye on that, see whether it's an analyst camera or whether it's like the old B with the replays. I was pretty sure you weren't allowed that. Good looking ball by Holtby to Brereton, corner of the penalty area. Oh, trying to go in field away from Callas, and then Callas held him up. It's times like that where that's where you want that you know, skill and individualism to come to the fore, and he's not quite been able to produce it. The touch was just a little bit heavy, it felt.
Yeah, I think Holtby's been caught by Brownhill here as well. Again, good harrying from Lewis just to nip in there and force the Bristol City captain just to get a touch on him. He's gone down holding, I think it looks like his left foot, his right foot, sorry. But hopefully he should be okay. I think Mitch is staying clear on this occasion. Lee Johnson's not running across to give him a little clump either, so that's okay. Fourth official's got it under control.
Johnson's just having a whinge about something on the touchline again.
Fight night was last week. I wonder if they'll be on the undercard for the next big bout. Mitchell versus Johnson. Probably not.
It wouldn't be heavyweight division, would it?
Wouldn't, no.
No.
I couldn't see that myself.
I wouldn't watch it myself. I'll Holtby to take the free kick. Back to his feet, having been fouled. The German about 10 yards, 12 yards in from touch on the right-hand side, midway inside the Bristol City half. Now left-footed, drills it in deep. Johnson gets up well and heads it towards the penalty spot. Lenihan beaten in the air. Johnson can't get there, second time of asking. Holtby back forward. Weimann brings it down, and he might look to start a counter-attack here. Red shirt's a little bit slow in going forward. Bennett gets something on that one. Eliasson then wins his header. Lenihan just turns it back forward. That will go all the way through to Bentley inside his penalty area. 4 minutes of the first half remaining. And Rovers a goal up.
Don't mind playing it out from the back, do they, Bristol?
I'm encouraged to do so. It's whether Rovers can block the angles off. It's interesting that the change of system that we've gone for, well, certainly the way we lined up, I thought it was Bennett right, wasn't it? Well, Gallagher right it was, in fact, from the kickoff. Yeah. But that very quickly went to a 4-4-2 to match up with Bristol City. I think it's just made us probably a touch more solid. Brownhill back out towards Eliasson on his left foot. Swings the cross in. Dado attacked. It might break edge of the box for Nagy. He heads forward, and Walton happy to just let that one roll behind harmlessly for a goal kick.
Again, Eliasson just trying to whip it on that left foot all the time, isn't he? I wonder if that's why Bennett's playing on the right, on the left today, just to because normally when it's a right footer, you can maybe go with two left footers down this near side.
Yeah, well, I think they've swapped as well since the start of the game. I think they put him on Nyambe and realised after 15 minutes he'd not had a kick, so they try something different.
Looks like Brownhill's been shuffled over to that left. He's had no joy so far. Good header from
Gallagher with a lovely flick on there towards Holtby on the right-hand side. Williams out of position, trying to cover the German. Back it goes to Nyambe, infield to Travis. Brereton calling for it, edge of the penalty area. Travis happy to return the ball to Ryan Nyambe. Drops his shoulder and goes away from Brownhill brilliantly. Pulls it back towards Bennett in the area, looking for options. Can't get his cross off, so back to Travis he goes. He drives infield, slides it back towards Holtby, who bends it towards goal. It's wide by 7 or 8 yards in the end.
Again, good play, wasn't it, from Rovers? Pretty patient but confident play as well from the boys in grey, and great run from Nyambe. It's what he's all about, isn't he? Just drops the shoulder, flicks it around the man, and they're never going to catch him or outmuscle him. And again, I think Rovers probably should do better there. And I've got to say, since I think Williams' header's drifted wide around the 20-minute mark, Bristol haven't really tested Bolton, have they? 2 minutes before half-time here.
Let's hope it stays that way for a long, long time. Holtby arcing that one forward. Brereton knew he was offside. He's just saying, I wanted it quicker. 90 seconds of the first half remaining. Bentley well outside his penalty area.
Gaffer's got to be pleased, doesn't he, with what he's seen so far?
Yes, so far, but I think, you know, he's entering that territory where his only thought is, right, get to half-time. Bennett gives it back to Lenihan, looking for options. Flicks it forward, says to Brereton, can you win that? He does well. Guides the header down towards Bennett. Bennett didn't feel the presence of Eliasson. Gallagher will get there first, though, and look for a bit of width on the right-hand side. Slides it out towards Nyambe. Nyambe can run at Brownhill. Again, needs bodies in the middle, though. Drops his shoulder once more, goes beyond Brownhill, clips a good-looking ball in, just taken off the head of Brereton. Brilliant from Nyambe once again.
Yeah, excellent from Nyambe. Really becoming a force these last couple of minutes, is he? Brownhill's not getting anywhere near him.
Travis trying to find Brereton, can't do so. Eliasson looking to run forward, closed down by 2. And has he put that out of play? No, I think Bennett has, so it'll be a Bristol City throw.
Bennett's had a really good half, hasn't he? You know what you're getting from him in that effort, and he's putting it in again, isn't he?
Pereira throws up towards halfway. That was a foul.
Be a foul.
By Daly there, surely. Travis finds Holtby turning inside the centre circle. He's come narrow on this occasion. Drives beyond 2, still going Lewis Holtby. And Brereton has made a good run and he slides it down the channel, covered off by Pereira.
Keep putting the pressure on, Ben.
Yeah, just slightly overcooks that one. Bennett slides in again and Bristol City can't get out.
Ben's got to maybe just block off the, it's too easy, I thought, there for Pereira to get away from him. Just drop a shoulder go on the outside. I think Ben's just got to try and pen him in at the corner, make him play it down the line. In the end, Bennett again across to put it out for a throw.
Again, I thought there was a foul by the Bristol City man there. Adarabioyo should deal with it. Goes back to Walton. Good firm clearance. Ball was bobbling as well. Gallagher and Callas do battle. Holtby flicks it forward. Gallagher out towards Bennett. Bennett first time on. It's just behind Brereton. Bennett gets another touch. Gallagher towards Brereton. It's like head tennis at the moment. And Brereton fouled. Oh, he just stopped his run, waiting for the contact.
It's excellent though.
Yeah, it's Graham, straight out of sort of page 1 of the Danny Graham textbook of holding the ball up.
Well, listen, he's done a great job there, Ben, because ball just looked to be bouncing out. He's just realised someone's going to try and keep it in a red shirt. He just stood his ground, felt the contact, and wins you a free kick. I think he's really grown into this game, to be honest with you, Neil.
Not a free kick for me, though, I'll be honest.
Well,
things like that, it's a bit like, what as a defender, what are you doing?
If it's against us, you're screaming at the defender, aren't you? But I think Ben's done really well there. If we have a goal there, bit of quality from Holtby's left foot.
Rovers scored with a set piece right at the start of the first half. Can they do likewise right at the end? It's deep, too deep. The answer is no. And it floats straight behind, and that will be a goal kick.
And that should be.
I love it when you give it the big build up, and you're thinking, oh, this will be brilliant if it comes off, and then.
Come on, Lewis, German international.
He's not had too many opportunities of late, has he? Certainly not starts.
No, but I think you know he's got that quality, don't you? I mean, it wasn't too long ago he was playing in the Premier League. And I think we've seen today, haven't we, little flicks. Nice little solo run that set Gallagher free earlier. One of you's got to get it, Amari or toss in.
Bell eventually is going to deal with it. He's kind of taken his time over that one. That's it. Just making sure that Rovers can't get the ball back quickly. I think there's going to be a little bit of afters on the bench, you know, here, because I don't think they were happy with someone else. Oh, and it's getting silly now. It's still ongoing, despite that Bristol City have given the ball away. And well, Holtby was trying to free Gallagher. Bennett inside the centre circle, can see Nyambi in space on the right-hand side. Maybe chance for one more attack at the end of this first half. Holtby back to Bennett, who crops up on the right-hand side, whips the cross in. Williams there to volley the ball away. Can Dado keep it in? The answer is yes. Just it bounces back off him, I think, and Rovers will get the throw, and that should be the end of the first half. I just think that the managers need to have a word with their respective benches here and just say, look,
just calm
behave,
down.
chaps.
Yeah. It is quite amusing to see, though, isn't it? When you're 1-0 up, it's quite funny. But you know, like I say, it is that time of year, pantomime season.
Well, half-time whistle goes here at Ashton Gate, and Rovers lead this game by 1-0. They produced a brilliant set piece early doors, straight off the training ground to take the lead. 65 seconds in. Lewis Holtby pulling it back towards Bradley Johnson. There were decoy runs all over the place towards the back post, which opened up the near side of the penalty area. Johnson ran onto it and powered a shot into the top left-hand corner. Walton then denied Eliasson. Williams twice claimed close for Bristol City before Gallagher had a shot saved, and Bradley Johnson again will perhaps feel that he should have done better after good work by Brereton. Really open game, really entertaining, and a really good scoreline at half-time for Rovers. It is at the moment Bristol City 0, Rovers 1. There we go. You'll have heard the whistle in the background from the referee, John Brooks. So 45 minutes now for Rovers to try and see this game through. And straight away, Walton just about off his line quickly enough to collect the ball there. Adarabioyo was calling for him to do it. He just seemed to react a little bit slowly. So what do you want to start with first? Approach for the second half, Lee Johnson, you take your pick.
Well,
the floor is yours.
First of all, I think it's an absolute disgrace because we saw what happened down there before they even got into the tunnel, didn't we? Where he shoved his hand into the face of a member of the Rovers coaching staff, and I mean, I said he's got little man syndrome, haven't I? You know, but yeah, come on, Lee, don't be a sore loser, pal. You know, I think it's an absolute disgrace he's allowed back out there, but like I said earlier, these are championship referees and championship officials, so it should come as no surprise, to be honest.
I'm just wondering, is he sat down on the bench there? I can't quite see, or is he behind the dugout? Oh yeah, of course he is.
Yeah.
Deary me. Holtby takes a free kick, looking for Lenihan, who just about kept that one alive. Dado brings it down, nearly runs into trouble. Lenihan blocks the clearance down the line, and then two players sort of collide, Lenihan and Rowe. And now it goes for a Bristol City throw. Dado trying to bring that one down. Lenihan steps in. Johnson happy to roll it all the way back to Walton, who left-footed kicks forward. So Rovers second half, Walton in goal. It's Nyambi, Lenihan, Adarabioyo, Bell at the back. It's then four across midfield. Holtby right, Bennett left, central two of Johnson and Travis. And then up top, Sam Gallagher and Ben Brereton. 4-4-2 for Bristol City as well. Dan Bentley in goal, Pereira, Callas, Williams, Rowe at the back, Brownhill, Masengo, Nagy and Eliasson in the midfield, Vyman and Dado up top. And Bennett flicks it left towards Amari Bell now as Rovers looking to start the second half brightly. Infield to Ben Brereton. Johnson clips a good-looking ball in towards Gallagher, headed away by Ashley Williams. Travis back up towards the edge of the box. Gallagher gets another touch. Eliasson volleys downfield. Vyman gets his head down and chases after that, but Adarabioyo's got about 15 yards start and he punts that one back forward beyond both Gallagher and Brereton, and it will run out deep inside Bristol City territory for a throw to the home side.
Good hoist forward, wasn't it, from Adarabioyo? Brereton didn't challenge because he was offside, but it's just penned Bristol City in over on that far corner to us.
Pereira forward. Johnson felt that he was fouled. The referee said no. Travis able to find Bell. Happy to go all the way back to Adarabioyo. Dado again just running into a Rovers player there, and Travis went to ground. The referee said play on, but Travis obviously just making his point now to the referee. Gallagher can't get a flick on that one. Straight from one goalkeeper all the way through to the other in Dan Bentley. Towards the end of that first half, it was probably Rovers who started having the better of things. I think Bristol City had a really good spell up to about the 25-minute mark, and then Rovers seemed comfortable from that point on and looked threatening themselves. Eliasson on the charge, up against Nyambi. Nyambi doesn't want to take any risks and just turns it out of play.
He's been swapped, Eliasson. He's now playing on the left, and Brownhill's come across. I'm not sure whether he's now switched to the right.
I think it's the long throw, isn't it, from just Brownhill, the former Preston man. He's captain of Bristol City at just 23. Finally, he delivers long into the penalty area. Comes off the head of Lenihan towards the edge of the box. Work back towards Brownhill. First touch was good, then he clips a high ball left-footed into the area. Oh, Adarabioyo didn't deal with it convincingly. Up in the air it goes. Walton will collect comfortably.
He's not dropping that, Walton, is he?
And thrown forward, Brereton gets a touch. Bell back forward. Bennett can't get anything on that one. Masengo to Callas. Been out, I think, with tendinitis. Callas straight back into the team as soon as he's fit. Williams finding Rowe. Closed down by Travis. Forced back to Nagy. Well, he's got no real route forward. Gallagher did a good job initially. Nagy now does. Well, he tried to find Dado. Nyambi finds Holtby. Holtby trying to use his strength to keep hold of the ball and then just lost it to Nagy. Kamara Dado sliding it down the line to Eliasson. Eliasson has a chance to cross, nobody really in the middle, and Walton knew that was the case and was able to come and collect. Now that's a good bit of goalkeeping again. I like that.
Read it, didn't he? He's already off his line to collect that one. Just takes the pressure off, doesn't it? commanding goalkeeper. Good goalkeeping that from Bolton.
And Nyambi clips it forward. Roll, the forward Doncaster man, gets his head on that one. As does then Holtby, and a collision between Holtby and Roll. The referee happy to let the game go on with Bristol City in possession. And Robbins through Massengo out towards the right-hand side. Infield it goes. Brownhill's touch a little bit heavy, and Johnson just got something on it. Bell clips it forward. Oh, he can't beat the man, and he'll try and retrieve the situation. It wasn't a bad free kick to give away in the end.
He's got to get back in there, Amari, now. But he's just got to dink it over the top of him. Gets over the top of him, Bennett's through.
I think he got some room to play with there, if you know what I mean, in terms of the height he could put on the pass. He didn't have to be, millimetres above the Bristol City man. And Ashley Williams all the way back to his goalkeeper. 6 minutes played, second half. I wonder how long before Rovers make a change or changes. There's nobody warming up at the moment, but I'm just thinking that you've got some out there who haven't played a great deal of football, and fresh legs, how beneficial would they be? Well, Nyambi's on the charge forward there, and the advantage should have been given. I think the fact the referee has awarded the free kick, potentially should be some more punishment there. I think he's going to let Adam Nagy get away with that one.
He's put Gallagher for less, hasn't he? Already in the first half.
I think the referee just needs a period of calm in this game, because there were times in that first period where I thought he lost control.
And then Lee Johnson lost control, didn't he, at half-time?
Nyambi will take the free kick. Well, Bradley Dack sat behind the dugout there. Of course, not a part of the 18 suspended today. Joe Rankin Costello sat next to him. Free kick lofted into the penalty area. Bennett can't quite get there. Drops down inside the box. Brownhill with a touch. Pereira clears away. Johnson down to Bell. Back to the goal scorer, Bradley Johnson. And he's further away from goal to Adarabioyo. Lenihan just clips it forward right-footed. Bennett trying to run in behind. Pereira stopped the ball, then gave it away. Bell finds Bennett once again. Central to Holtby. Clipped it forward first time. He could have carried that one on. Now he goes to try and win it back. Nagy forward. Adarabioyo gets a foot on that one. Bennett battling with Nagy. They sort of got stuck between the two men. Oh, the free kick then goes Bristol City's way.
Very soft that. But again, good reading there from Adarabioyo. Just a nip ahead of Deju and cut that attempted pass out. Very quiet, isn't it, at the moment round Ashton Gate.
And long may that continue. It's about 650 travelling supporters today.
Fair play to every one of them again, because it has been a long week of travelling, and yeah, I mean, to be fair, the ones that travelled to Swansea on Wednesday night were heroes, weren't they? To be fair, and to do it all again today, hopefully we can reward them with a good performance and a good result.
Feynman works it out to the right-hand side. Now Brownhill, edge of the penalty area, right-hand edge, looking to turn away from Bennett, who stood up to him. Back with Pereira, faced by Bell. His cross half block. Bell should deal with this one. Finds Bradley Johnson, who calmly found Bennett. Now Bell sliding the ball out to Gallagher, and Rovers trying to play their way out of trouble. Back to Bradley Johnson. It goes. He wants an out ball, and there it is towards Travis. There are options, and he flicks it out left towards Gallagher. It's too far ahead of him and out of play, and Travis puts his hands on his head. He knows what a chance that was to mount a counter there, and it would have been from literally on goal line. Well, Johnson wins it back once again. Needs a runner beyond him. He was caught. And that will be a free kick. And the referee might have decided here that's one foul too many from the Bristol City players. And I wonder whether Pereira will go into the book.
And if he does, we're just saying, right, run at him now. I think it's just going to be a word, is it? He's reaching for his pocket, the referee.
I can't help but feel that in the back of Tony Mowbray's mind, or maybe even a lot further forward, he is thinking Adam Armstrong. Because of the pace. If he's going to play two up top, then say, right, you know what, I'll have Gallagher and Armstrong. And, Brereton, he's a willing worker throughout the course of the game. I can't remember a clear sight of goal that he's had.
No. But I think if you can get an hour out of Brereton and then bring Armour on, I think maybe at the moment it's slightly too early to bring Armour on.
We've played nearly 10 minutes second half. Lenihan can't keep that one alive. A little bit too much height on the free kick. And behind it goes for a goal kick. just think that he can run the channels really well, and that's what Rovers might be able to do if Bristol City start pushing full-backs on to try and get an equalising goal.
Certainly against Williams, you'd fancy Armour, wouldn't you?
Good header by Lenihan. Now Nagy under pressure, sees it blocked by Johnson. He'll go and get the ball again, clip it down the right-hand side. Brownhill flicks it on. Adarabioyo has it covered, lofts it out of play for a throw to the home side. They've got two warming up at the moment. Bristol City. Sense that if anybody's going to make a change, it might be Lee Johnson first, given the scoreline in the game.
You'd expect so, wouldn't you? I think he's probably set them out there with a message at half-time, and at the moment it's not really worked.
And Nagy sidesteps Johnson, rolls it in field. Bell gets a foot on that one, and he now controls the ball, looks to drive forward. Bennett outside of the right foot, flicks it on, looking for Gallagher. Too much on it, and through to Bentley. Lee Johnson is calling one, if not two players back. High ball towards the edge of the penalty area, catch in practice again for Walton, whose starting position was really good. And just immediately when you see things like that, my first thought is to look at Tony Mowbray and his reaction, and he stood edge of the technical box applauding the fact that his goalkeeper had positioned himself superbly from the off.
Yeah, just relieves everything, doesn't it, when he does that, Walton? Good touch from Brereton.
And now clipped forward by Bennett. Brereton will give chase. Bentley is outside his penalty area here. There's plenty on the clearance downfield. Johnson wins his header. Nagy the second ball. Space for Vyman, but instead goes crossfield towards Rowe on that left-hand side. Vyman sending it infield, just ahead of Gallagher. Johnson gets something on that one. Break for Brereton, had just looked back on his heels there. And he's starting to look a little bit leggy to me.
He is. I think he's the one that will probably be replaced. Brereton, he hasn't had a lot of football this season, has he? First game, I think, from the first team since Oldham in the Cup.
Well, Lenihan does well, reading the intended little flick there from Vyman. Oh, he very calmly finds Holtby. Holtby to Nyambe. Nyambe says enough of that, it's going forward, and says to Gallagher, go chase. Williams gets there first and just lofts it back to his goalkeeper. The two changes will be Callum O'Dowda and Jack Hunt coming on for the hosts. And I can see Corey Evans has immediately gone to have a little... Oh no, he's not gone for a run up and down the touchline. He's gone back into the dressing room.
As long as Lee Johnson's not following him down there, I think he'll be okay, Corey.
Eliasson slides it forward. Vyman is onside, left-hand side. His touch was a bit heavy and Travis took it off him. Holtby fires it into the face of the Bristol City man inadvertently. The roll there ends up on his knees, face down in the ground, and Rovers will get the throw. So the first change is going to be Nagy going off. And O'Dowda, who scored in midweek, has come on. And the second change, Pereira off. And Hunt on. Is that more like for like, that one?
Yeah,
Wonder where O'Dowda will slot him. Looks like he's going right-hand side. Brownhill has gone a little bit more central now. So Nyambe with the throw. The second half, compared to the first, has been very, very uneventful. Johnson finds Bennett. Bennett out towards Bell. Plenty of space in front of him. And that's just closed off by the former Oxford man O'Dowda. Johnson lofts it forward. Gallagher's covered so much ground this afternoon, and he wins Rovers a throw. He looks to me fit, Sam Gallagher, whereas early on in the season he just looked like he was labouring a little bit at times when he was making runs like that.
Just looked at the weight of the world on his shoulders, didn't he, at the start of the season, Sam? And I think that those two goals at Preston just seem to have given him that boost. He's come to life, and
good pressure from Bell there, and the ball has stayed in play deep inside the Bristol City half. Hunt has volleyed it out of play.
Gallagher just looks a different animal now, doesn't he, since those goals? Obviously got the winner at Stoke as well, which was great for him, great for us, but I think we were all thrilled for Sam, weren't we, to get that winner after his Preston display. Did so much for him, but in the end we lost the game. But yeah, he's really putting in a shift again today.
I think confidence-wise, you could see with that shot in the first half how early he took it, that he believes now that he can score goals. Brereton infield to Travis. Again, space for Nyambi on that right-hand side. Can't find the route down the line. And a touch from Eliasson forces Nyambi back, and he'll settle for the throw. Bang on halfway, past the hour mark. Still Bristol City 0, Rovers 1. That Bradley Johnson goal after 65 seconds remains the difference between the two teams. Well, Dadu hits the deck under Travis's challenge. Gets the free kick that he was looking for. Rowe gets the ball down, takes the free kick. Williams looking for options, could only go square to Kalash. You feel this crowd are on the verge of going, and if Rovers could get a second goal, then I'm not too sure that Bristol City could come back from that.
No, even if it is Rovers, but after losing in midweek as well at home to Millwall, they probably weren't in the best of moods coming into this one anyway.
I think we need sharpening up the top end of the pitch. I do. I think Brereton.
I think his race is run, Brereton.
Yeah, I do. And we've got what? Buckley, Downing warming up. I think Graham might be joining them in a minute. I'm really surprised we've not seen Armstrong. Hunt, 5 yards inside the Rovers half, slides it forward to Vyman. Brownhill outside him. Vyman has continued his run wide into that right-hand channel. Brownhill slides it forward to Hunt once more. Johnson comes across, putting him under pressure. Johnson has forced the error. Now can he complete the clearance? Back to Bell he goes, who takes a touch, shifts it back onto his left foot and plays it off O'Dowda behind for a goal kick. Didn't convince me there, I'll be honest. I think there are times when first time is the best option.
Dare I say it, I think hour gone here, and for me, one of Bell's best games for us. And I've not said that too often, have I, in the 2 seasons, but you've got to give credit where it's due.
You haven't ever said that, have you?
I think he's been excellent so far.
I think you resigned as chairman of the Amari Bell fan club pretty early on, didn't you?
Because I think
he's frustrated, hasn't he?
It's frustrating because he's got everything you want from a fullback, and a lot of the time he hasn't delivered. But certainly today at Ashton Gate, he's been excellent. And maybe Downing coming in and playing so well at left back has maybe given him a bit of a rocket up the backside, Amari. So
well, he's had a few that have been chosen ahead of him. Williams, Cunningham, Downing. He's had plenty of chances, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, nice idea, crossfield ball from Bennett, too far ahead of Nyambi.
Just when you think his days are numbered, he seems to keep coming back from the dead and getting starts. And so far, so good from him. So far, so good from Rovers with an hour gone. I think we've controlled things pretty well, I would say. Won that midfield battle as well.
Thrown in field. That was going to bounce for Bradley Johnson midway inside the Bristol City half.
Looks refreshed, doesn't he, Johnson, I think.
Again, the legs all right to go through the full game. Nice touch by Bennett on towards Bell. Left-hand side, he'll have Gallagher, Brereton, and maybe Holtby to aim for. And Bell goes on the outside, delivers a good-looking ball in. Callas clears the penalty area with his header. Nyambi can't pick out a teammate.
Oh, again,
Bell
excellent.
first to the ball, though. Masengo got there. Then I think Bell brought him down. That's all right, yeah.
Fine.
Again,
get back there now, Amari. Get back in position, because Hunt's on the move, and it's a good ball from Callas.
Well, Bennett's read it, though, and Bennett gets there, and he finds Bell with his header. So Bell then ends up sort of half down on his knees. Johnson finds Bennett to the feet of Gallagher, who's dropped a little bit deep, and now he'll try and run it wide, and he takes it straight out of play. Back to Callas. They just can't get ahead of steam, Bristol City, though. I think Rovers have done a really good job in that respect.
Having to go long as well, looking for Daju.
I think they've done that throughout a large part of the game. They've not threatened, to me, to cut us open. That should be a yellow card. Brownhill dragging back Travis. Again, why is that not a booking? I mean, you think what Gallagher got done for in the first half.
They've not had any momentum, have they, Bristol City? There's not been a spell since that maybe 5 minutes in the first half where they've really put the pressure on Rovers.
Gallagher miscontrols. That's a cheap way to surrender possession. Johnson in, and he's just smashed that forward, and it's gone behind for a goal kick. I have to say, I don't think that any of the subs are warming up with any great enthusiasm. Probably Buckley more than anybody else. I'll tell you what, if you throw John Buckley on as well, you look at the other players on the bench, that is a show of confidence in the young man.
I don't think I would.
Could he link between the midfield and Gallagher, though?
I wouldn't want him in there, to be honest, John. I think it's a tight game. I think you need. I think an Armstrong would be the obvious choice at the moment. I think the midfield's looking pretty good. And you just hear the crowd just starting to turn, Neil.
That's music to our ears, that is. Bennett back to Lenihan, who finds the feet of Travis. The space for him now. Nyambe calling for it. Yeah, he wanted it earlier. He does want it earlier than most does Brereton. Nyambe running down the line. Rowe clears out of play. I don't think he needed to do that. The ball may well have been going out anyway.
He's looking for the ball over the top, isn't he, Brereton? He's made a couple of good runs tonight. Today, I keep saying tonight. You look round and the early nights are drawing in again.
Walter in no hurry to get the ball back to Nyambe. Will take the throw from midway inside the Bristol City half. Last 2 trips here, Rovers have been beaten. Before that, did record a 2-1 victory. It was very early on in Paul Lambert's reign in charge. Williams clears out of play, another Rovers throw. This time we have got Evans and Armstrong and Rothwell going for a run up and down the touchline.
It's almost teasing Lee Johnson, isn't it? Saying, right,
it's teasing us, I think, more than Lee Johnson. Now Brereton bundled over again. He's done well.
He's done very well. Body
between man and ball. Another foul by Brownhill, and Travis making the point and saying how many times. Which I think's a fair one, isn't it?
I think so.
It's not a yellow card tackle, but I don't think Gallagher's was.
No.
And yet he got booked for it.
Brereton just holding his hip at the moment.
Yeah, here we go. Armstrong's been called back. Later than we thought. It's going to be sort of 3/4 of the game gone. But Adam Armstrong will be coming on before too long. Bennett fires this one in deep. Laid away by Dedu. Bell from pretty much halfway. Lofts it up towards the edge of the penalty area. Lenihan heads it square. Williams clears away. Nyambe back forward rather aimlessly, I have to say. O'Dowda able to control and now looks to drive forward. Look at Gallagher trying to sprint back and get on terms with him. Can't really foul him. Gallagher is already on a yellow card. Forces O'Dowda to turn though. And O'Dowda back towards halfway.
It's Gallagher's work that's done that as well.
Yeah, brilliant work rate.
Look at Bennett at the moment. And Brereton now he's even putting it in.
Now Williams finds Rowe on the left-hand side. Back to Ashley Williams, the former Swansea and Everton man. Joined Bristol City after leaving Stoke end of last season. Hunt looking for options ahead of him. Eliasson slides it back forward to Hunt. Dangerous, whips in across the face of goal, and Dedu can't quite connect. He may well have got a slight touch on the ball. It's a whisker wide of target, and from nowhere the hosts agonisingly close to fashioning an equalising goal.
Really good run from Hunt. No one picking him up. Long bursting move from the right back to burst forward. His cross is decent, isn't it? Misses Vyman, and Jeju stretching at the back post just flicks it wide. Let off for Rovers there.
Change for host. There was that Rowe going off. And who came on? I think it was that Sammy Smodic?
Smodic, 17, I think.
Yeah, that change we're expecting for Rovers. Ben Brereton has gone off, Adam Armstrong on. Different challenge, the pace up top. He's worked hard, Brereton, without much reward. Now can Armstrong help run those channels? Go and put Hunt under pressure here. And Hunt can't get beyond Armstrong. Armstrong immediately wins the ball back. His first act is a defensive one. Adebayo calmly running the ball out from defence. In danger of being caught. Gives it to Lenihan. Again, unnecessary risk, you feel, but it's clipped forward now. Holtby on the charge. O'Dowda has dropped into left back for Bristol City. Holtby will make him play that one. O'Dowda chips it up towards halfway. Johnson read it. Just gets a little nick on the ball. Fed to the feet of Travis on the right-hand side. Eliasson for company. Now Dowda flicks that one forward. Adebayo gets a touch there. Dedu was first to the ball initially. Now there's space for Brownhill, and look at Gallagher again, making sure that he's back goal side. Hunt switches the angle of attack from right to left towards Callum O'Dowda. Urged to come to the ball by Tony Mowbray's Lewis Holtby, and that one hasn't drifted out. Nyambe wants it to, but it's not going to go beyond the line, is it? It is eventually. It'll be a throw, and Williams rather unnecessarily.
He's given a foul here, and that's right. He's barged him over, Williams. What a stupid move that is. What a stupid move that is, because Rovers were going to be pinned in there, and now we've got a free kick in the corner.
I don't think they know what it... Oh, no, it's just a throw.
I'm sure he just gave a free kick.
Yeah, the players are saying to the referee, how is that not a free kick? If you go over there and speak to Williams, then surely it has to be. Add that to the list of moments in the game where we have questioned the judgment of the referee. 19 minutes remaining. Bristol City 0, Rovers 1. Second half really solid. I think we've done a good job of just
nullifying anything,
killing the game,
yeah.
Haven't we really? Not looking to be expansive, not looking to do anything too adventurous. And Nyambe with a throw just shy of halfway. You can sense the irritation among the home supporters. Nyambe throws that one in field, and Holtby very confidently switches play out to the left-hand side. And Bell brings the ball down bang on halfway. Bennett has run beyond him.
Foul.
Bell doesn't need him. Fouled by Weimann. Another Rovers free kick.
Weimann didn't want to follow Bell, did he? Amari got round him, and the Austrian thought, no, I don't fancy tracking back.
I have to say, when Amari goes, I'm not too sure that there'd be many who would want to follow him.
No.
He is quick. And Nyambe back to Lenihan. The one thing you don't want Rovers to do is to retreat too deep. Oh, and they can't afford touches like that. Johnson's nearly worked for Rovers, and it may well still do. Holtby finding Travis.
Don't want to draw Bristol City on, do you?
And Gallagher has, well, he was offside. I don't think you're supposed to flag till they touch the ball. Can never work. I think they have different rules for different assistants. Just that one moment of concern in the second half. Dadu was just a whisker wide. Other than that, not a great deal really to report from this second period. Nyambe hoists it high in the air. Gallagher beaten by Williams on that occasion. Travis controls on his chest, lofts it forward. Armstrong flicked it on first time but couldn't pick out Bennett. Eliasson with a heavy touch. Gallagher does a great job of shielding the ball. Then Holtby clipped and fouled by O'Dowda, and Rovers have another free kick. It's so bitty, but it's a brilliant away performance at the moment.
Yeah, I think Holtby's just saying that's 3 or 4 times he's been fouled now. Lenihan's going forward. He fancies this one, doesn't he? He's moving towards the back post. Hunt, the closest Bristol City man to him. It'll be Nyambe that takes this one. Third of the way into the City half.
And Nyambe right-footed, lofts a high ball deep to the back edge of the penalty area. Lenihan won the first header. Gallagher battling for it, edge of the box. It's Masengo who brings it down, just clips it forward straight to Bell on halfway. He looks for options ahead of him and slides a nice ball down the line to Bennett. Bennett checks, he wants a runner beyond him. Bell provides that. He's trying to work it to Amari Bell, and in the end Bennett's just run the ball straight out of play.
Bell's got to get back now.
And that's where you can waste a few more seconds of your cue. If you can't get the ball to your teammate, win a throw.
Yeah, flick it off a red shirt.
Still time, passing by without a great deal of incident, which is good when you're away from home and you have the lead. Bentley's kick is poor. It's Holtby who intercepts. Lewis Holtby sees his cross blocked by Williams, and it's behind for a Rovers corner. What was Bentley thinking there? It's a good job it's not an Armstrong running onto that one.
Listen, I know he's better than that, Bentley, trust me, but read it again, Holtby, didn't he? He was scampering across to this left and cut it out. It's almost a blind pass from Bentley, and Rovers gifted a corner. Holtby to take this one.
The Rovers have sent the big guns forward. Bristol City have left 2 on halfway. Holtby whips it into the middle. Adarabioyo and Lenihan both attacked. Johnson can't get there again. High in the air it goes. Bennett underneath it. His header goes more up than it does anywhere else. Well, I don't know what that was from Johnson. Armstrong nearly gets there, and it's back to the goalkeeper.
That's what you get with Armstrong, that pace, just to sneak in when you least expect it.
Well, Nyambe clips it forward. Holtby with a little touch. Gallagher can't get hold of that one. And back to Bentley it goes. Into the final 15 minutes we go here at Ashton Gate. And still that very, very early Bradley Johnson goal is what separates the two sides. Nice touch by Travis. Armstrong gives it to Bennett. Oh, Bennett's return ball actually hit Armstrong. He's able to slide onto it and find Armstrong at the second time of asking, but it wasn't in behind as the former Newcastle man was hoping. Bell, better pass to Bennett. Look at the space for Nyambe. It's Gallagher making the run down the left-hand channel though. He's got support with Armstrong. Gallagher going himself and pulling the ball back towards Holtby. I'll tell you what, Masengo was very, very calm under pressure there, and he runs the ball away. Then he finds O'Dowda, and Holtby still pressing O'Dowda and forcing him back to his goalkeeper.
He's put in some shift today, Lewis Holtby. Again, Gallagher did brilliant, didn't he? Just to skip past a couple of challenges and whip it into a dangerous area. Masengo who took a chance.
Forward it goes. Bell
again
heads away, finds Travis. Oh, that was hurried. You saw Armstrong coming short for that one. You can just see Sam Gallagher now taking a few deep breaths.
Rothwell looks like he's just getting...
Oh, Johnson steps in and he'll slide it forward to Adam Armstrong. It's a chance to seal the game. Armstrong through one-on-one. Yes! 2-0 Rovers. Magnificent away display. Top class, and a beautiful finish from Adam Armstrong to potentially put this game to bed with some 13 minutes remaining. Johnson's now scored one, made one. Substitute Adam Armstrong gets his second goal in the last three, and we're closing in on what could be a priceless away victory here at Ashton Gate. It's Bristol City 0, Rovers 2.
Calmness, composure, Armstrong there. It was perfect from Johnson winning the ball high up. It was a simple idea just to flick it through to Armstrong. He got the pace. Has he got the composure? Yes, he has. Slides it under Bentley. And this is turning into the perfect, and I mean the perfect, away performance from Tony Mowbray's men with 13 minutes remaining. And I think it's deserved as well, Neil. I think it is deserved because we controlled the majority of this game. Johnson's early goal got us up and running, and we've played a blinder, I think, this second half. Armstrong there. Is that the clincher? Bristol City will have to throw caution to the wind now. They've got no other option.
I wonder whether that changes the plans in terms of what Rovers were going to do with a change. What did we say before Armstrong? Because you will get one moment where he goes through. Does he have the quality and composure to finish? And my goodness, did he answer that question emphatically with a yes. It slid between the legs of Bentley, timed everything about the run and the finish to perfection. And you would like to think now that should be that, but we've seen at times that we have the ability to...
We've seen this before, haven't we?
Yeah, to fold rather unnecessarily. Hunt wanted a free kick. Gallagher, who's looking leggy, and I wonder whether we could put a midfielder on to try and just calm things down. Chopped down by Weimann, that'll be a yellow card. But brilliant from Gallagher, and I tell you what, he is right up there in terms of my man of the match today. His work rate has been phenomenal.
Without a doubt, and I think what you're seeing from Gallagher, he's doing what DG does. He's just, he's realising there's nothing really in front of him. He's just waiting for the challenge to come in. But my word, he's made some miles today, hasn't he, Gallagher? He has worked so hard for the team. I think this guy coming off, Lewis Holtby, has also been a real driving force for Rovers. Doing the defensive work. He's put in such a great shift. I think they all have. I think you're struggling to pick a man of the match. Excellent from Holtby. This race is run. Good 78 minutes. Rothwell to... Again, it's almost... I think you're not seeing Mowbray shutting up shop, are you? Rothwell getting the final 12 here.
Oh, you're looking at the bench, and I'm just not sure that we have, the defensive... Evans apart. Buckley maybe had a shout to come on, but, Rothwell, reward him for his performances. And you want Joe to get the ball, run with it, cause them problems. I mean, O'Dowda's come on, so it's a winger playing on that side. Can Rothwell go and cause him problems going the other way? And Rothwell skips away from one challenge, back to Johnson. Oh, what a selection posing out for Tony Mowbray. When you make 6 changes and your side comes and wins away from Bristol City, if we do...
It's not done yet, Neil, hey? Let's not start counting our chickens just yet. We get a third, I think we can.
Now Rothwell working it out to Nyambe, and all of a sudden Rovers stroking the ball around with confidence. It's Nyambe up towards the corner of the penalty area. Well, that would be the icing on the cake, wouldn't it? A Nyambe goal. It's Travis to clip it in. Gallagher would love one as well, as reward for all his hard work. He'll chase after this one and make sure Hunt doesn't get to it, and out of play it goes for a Rovers throw. But just to put things into perspective, the next game we will have Downing, Evans, Armstrong, Rothwell, Dack, Graham, all wanting to start given their recent performances, and yet everyone here today will be able to say, oh, hang on, have I not done what was asked of me?
I think Tony's going to love that though. Listen, I think everyone's happy, everyone's got a bit of game time, and selection headache. We've got a real I mentioned this.
Armstrong heads it in field looking for Rothwell. Rothwell up after that one. Eliasson clears away. Dadu touches down, manages to get it beyond Travis. That strikes the arm of Nyambe, advantage given. And Dadu clips it out towards the far side. Bell reads it. Vyman not really concentrating there. Can't find Gallagher
Still
though, but Gallagher's touch out of play for a Rovers throw. I honestly, I don't think we're able to watch this one on iFollow this afternoon. If you are listening, then make sure that if we do get the full match on, then you do watch it, because as an away performance, I'm struggling to think of one as accomplished in Rovers' time in the Championship.
I think it's just. Do you know what? I think if you're going on, I think if you win a league title, these are the sort of performances away from home that you get on a regular basis. I think he's honestly been that good a performance. I think to a man, we've been outstanding.
And yet we don't want to curse it, so we'll stop talking like that. Gallagher back towards Johnson. Bennett finds the feet of Gallagher. Armstrong is off and he's made his run already. Gallagher keeps hold of the ball and he spots options to his right. Rothwell takes over. He'll now drive in field. Gallagher's continued his run, but it's Rothwell still going. His shot blocked. Might still break for Rothwell again. Finally a nervy clearance away, out of play. Now Rovers will get the throw. Well, at the moment, again, you don't want to curse it, but there is only one side that looks like scoring at the moment.
And it's us. We're looking for I think there's more chance for us getting a third at the moment than there is Bristol City scoring, because, and again, I know you say you don't want to curse it, but we've nullified any threat they've had in this second half, and that's the only thing you can say. I think Walton's been, he's not really been kept busy, has he? He's done what he's had to do. Fingers crossed, if we get another clean sheet, we win the game. And then all of a sudden you think, blimey, what a week it's been. In fact, what a few weeks it's been for Tony Mowbray's men. Is there a more informed side than us at the moment, aside from tabletop in Leeds?
That'll be 5 wins in 6 if we can hold on to this scoreline, and it will be 7 clean sheets out of 22, so 1 in 3 clean sheets, which, you know, you extrapolate that over the course of the season, you're looking at 15 clean sheets. Is that enough? It's not a bad number at all, is it?
Well, I think it gives you a chance, doesn't it? You know, you start with the clean sheets. If you can get them and nick something on the attack, which is exactly what Rovers have done today. I don't think we've had a load of chances. I'd say we've probably had more chances than Bristol City, but we've taken them.
Well, Gallagher still running forward with the ball at his feet, driving infield. Oh, just got away from him at the crucial moment there. Dadu flicks it on. Vyman back to his strike partner. Lenihan steps in commandingly, winning the ball back. Johnson rolls it out towards Nyambe. 6.5 minutes remaining. Our Rovers, you know, are playing in front of a stadium which is emptying by the second, with home supporters disappearing. It's Nyambe making ground down the right-hand side, flicking it beyond Eliasson. Still going Nyambe, still trying to drive between two. Eventually O'Dowda clears away, finds Vyman, but he's virtually on the edge of his own penalty area.
You forget Nyambe's played 90 minutes for the last how many games?
Flip forward, Dadu's offside, surely. Yeah, he is. There's the flag. You keep running the ball down the line, pal. 2-0 down.
Boss will be thrilled, won't he? He will be so pleased.
Thrilled?
I thought if we could get a point from today, I'd be quite happy with that.
I'll be absolutely ecstatic. But, you know, you think back,
it's not long ago.
3 weeks, and let's be honest, there were some fans saying, we want to change.
Yeah.
We want to change. Didn't like what they were seeing. All of a sudden, all the things that the manager had been saying just seemed to have fallen into place. And you know, how many times can you go away from home, make 6 changes, and win at a side that started the day 4th in the table?
Yeah, it's. I mean, I remember that goal against Sheffield Wednesday, that winner from Bucko, and you know, that sort of.
Well, Mark Robbins' moment.
It was such a big goal, wasn't it? And I mean, that was the start of November.
Yeah, Dax late on against Barnsley as well, just felt just as important. Lenihan has brought down Smodic there, and that will be a yellow card for Darragh Lenihan. Again, he knew what he was doing. It was a tactical one. This is where you would not like
the ball into the box that you can't deal with. Lenihan, good decision that, I thought.
Yeah, you don't want to be conceding at this stage in the game. Inside the final 5, we will have plenty of added time as well. So it would be very, very nervous with a host to get something back. They don't deserve it.
They don't deserve
at
it.
all. They really don't. Eliasson stands over the free kick. Plenty of red shirts in there. Whipped in. It's Bennett who heads away. No one really out to try and close things down. Rothwell finally does. Hunt chips it in deep towards Dadu, who guides it down into the area. Adaribayo was trying to get there. Smodic with the overhead kick. It's well wide of target.
Leave the wides. First chance they've had this half, I think, and it's drifted well wide.
Yeah, Dadu just past the post. Other than that, nothing. They had that spell first half, didn't they? Walton save from Elias, and so soon after we got our noses in front. Williams blocked by Lenihan. Williams then had the header, which was wide of target.
And I know this sounds bonkers, but at this moment, I'm still not certain we're winning this game.
I am.
You are?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm also delighted that the taxi journey back to the train station might be a little bit easier, because I think a lot of traffic around these parts will have disappeared given by the numbers that are heading towards the exits. Back-to-back home defeats for Bristol City, and I bet when they saw Millwall and us at home, their fans were not thinking that.
Everyone's played a part today, Neil. I don't think there's been a player that's not given everything.
Now Bennett over the top, Armstrong on the chase. He's flagged offside.
That'll do me fine.
3 minutes plus added time remaining. Armstrong's goal, he just sits so much more comfortably, didn't it?
Yeah.
I still think when he was going through though, I felt he would score.
Yeah, I did. You're kind of holding your breath. You're just thinking, please, just score. But he looked confident, didn't he, going through?
5th of the season for Adam Armstrong. And I think certainly looking like at the moment that'll be the goal that clinches it. Now Williams into the centre circle, drives beyond halfway. Rothwell does a good job of cutting that one out. Out of play for a Bristol City throw, and they just can't get any kind of momentum in this second half.
It's a brick wall they're up against. And again, Williams has got the ball there. Gallagher's eating up the ground to put the pressure on, and he's ended up having to play it quickly, and Rothwell's in there to put the block in.
Now Williams finds Eliasson. Rothwell again reads it and looks to drive forward. Still going. He ran into trouble there. He could have won Rovers a free kick much earlier. Now he ends up giving one away. I think once he felt the contact from Eliasson behind him, they'd have been better off just going to the ground there.
What a week it's been. If you'd have said 4 points out of Swansea and Bristol City.
Since the international break, 5 wins out of 6.
Incredible, isn't it? It's absolutely incredible. And when you think now we've got a week off after this, Monday at home to Wigan. I don't want to be starting
back-to-back home games. Yeah.
Wigan and Birmingham.
Opportunity knocks. You feel
what an opportunity that is across the fest. I mean, do you remember last year our festive form was awful, wasn't it? We lost to Norwich, Sheffield United, and someone else.
Yeah, we had a rough time.
It was the top 3, did the Leeds as well.
It kind of extinguished any hopes. Well, any genuine hopes you felt of top 6, whereas we seem to be going the other way at the moment.
The confidence just seems to be flowing, doesn't it?
Now Johnson fouled, having cleared the ball forward. It's a Rovers free kick.
I think he's been excellent as well, Johnson. I think if I was to go pick someone out, I think you've got to say Johnson, haven't you? Coming from the cold, first game in 8 or 9 games, goal and an assist. Marshalled that midfield really well, hasn't he? And then who'd you find? The questions about who you pick for Wigan.
Well, you could. Yeah, I mean, it's
so
a ridiculous
difficult.
Dilemma, isn't it?
Evans has been incredible these last few games. Dax back.
Dax not played. We've won 2-0 at Bristol City, aside 4th in the Championship.
I just remember that Dax not been playing.
And Bradley Dack has been sat there behind his teammates. having
to
to
word
watch
with him
on.
and say, sorry, Daki, you're probably going to maybe be left out of the squad for Wigan. You don't mind, do you?
Just,
What a selection dilemma.
I love the fact that he's here though.
Yeah,
Given he's suspended, and I know they've stayed down since the game in midweek, but still.
He's a team player, Daki, isn't he?
4 additional minutes to be played at the end of this game. Crossed in towards the near post.
Brilliant.
Walton collects.
He wants that clean sheet. Naimbi's getting a pat on the back. Good handling again from Waltz.
I think Walton has been faultless this afternoon. I cannot think of any moment of that I thought his handling, his kicking, anything that he's done has not been absolutely spot on. And it'll be a first away clean sheet since Hull in August, the 7th of the campaign. In what, 22 games? Bentley forward. He's had a couple of nervy moments, conceded twice as well. Gallagher controls on his chest, holds off Williams, doesn't get the free kick that he was looking for on this occasion. Oh, it's just an impossible job to try and pick a man of the match, one that I will quite happily pass on to you. You can commit yourself to one and then I'll no doubt disagree and go with someone different. Travis picks Eliasson's pocket and now looks to drive forward. Bennett running beyond him on the left-hand side. That's where the ball goes. No great hurry for Bennett to move down the line. Travis will give it back to Bell. Bell happy to find Adarabioyo. Of those 4 additional minutes, we've played 90 seconds already. And Johnson out towards Nyambe right-hand side. He points towards Rothwell, says that's where you need to be going. Rothwell happy to go back to Lenihan. And in turn, he'll find his goalkeeper. And Walton looks for Sam Gallagher. Brownhill makes sure he can't get a clear run at that one. Little rueful look from Gallagher towards the referee there. And Bentley, oh, it's just last chance saloon this. They're hoping to get lucky here and then have a kitchen sink job in the final 60 seconds or so, but there's absolutely no indication that'll happen. Rothwell fires it forward towards Armstrong. Can Rovers produce a champagne moment at the end of this game? It's Armstrong into the area, can't ride the challenge, but he will win Rovers a corner. Oh, I was desperate then for the square ball to Gallagher, and the third goal, which would have been, you know, just the perfect ending.
Deserves a goal, Gallagher, for his work rate. I would love to see his tracking device to see how far he's run today, because he's just not stopped at all.
Go on, man of the match, did you commit?
I'm going to commit to Bradley Johnson. I think first game back in a long while, and bearing in mind I remember at Birmingham he was, for me, the worst player on the pitch in that first half that night, and today he's been unbelievable. Gallagher so close to, close second, I think.
I'm going Gallagher. I think he has led the line like an old school classic centre forward this afternoon, and biggest compliment is that I think Danny Graham will applaud him off. He's been that good.
I'm going to applaud him off. Look at him again, he's still
chasing back.
He's been on a yellow card for the majority of the game as well.
Travis makes sure the ball doesn't even get beyond halfway. Now it's just punted forward again, and once more Lenihan wins the header. Rothwell and Travis between them playing a bit of keep ball. Johnson turns it round the corner, can't find Bennett. 30 seconds of added time remaining. We're going to be having a very, very enjoyable journey home, Warren.
Oh yes,
and a nice Saturday night.
Hopefully it won't be as eventful as Swansea, but
is it winner lemon chicken dinner?
Depends what time we get back, I think. But see with that or chicken thighs.
Now ball whipped into the area and Walton collects. That might be that, that might be the end of that. So we have played, well, by the time Walton gets up and kicks downfield, the 4 additional minutes will have gone. And the referee's had a look at it as he watched. Walton sends it long downfield. There is the final whistle, and that is as close to the most complete away performance as you are likely to see. Absolutely superb stuff from Rovers this afternoon. They have come to 4th placed Bristol City and won convincingly. Got their noses in front after just 65 seconds. A brilliant set-piece routine. All the decoys at the back post. Holtby rolled it into the near side of the penalty area, and Bradley Johnson thundered a shot into the top corner. Bristol City did have chances, but only in the first half, and once Rovers had kept them at bay, the second they produced a solid performance to keep the hosts to very, very little. Dedu, the closest that they came, just prodding past the far post. The second goal on the counter duly arrived when substitute Adam Armstrong raced onto Johnson's through ball. He finished with aplomb, and from that point on, the result was never, ever in doubt. Absolutely top class from Rovers this afternoon. It has finished here at Ashton Gate. Bristol City 0, Rovers 2.